It's empanada season, and I made some delicious pumpkin empanadas. These are so good. The dough is so soft, so buttery. And that pumpkin, super delicious. Let me show you how I made it. I'm going to use 2 pounds of sweet pumpkin. I do recommend using sweet pumpkin just because it's going to make your empanadas taste so good. What I'll be doing here is just cutting this pumpkin into smaller pieces. I'll be removing the seeds and just make sure that they're all clean like that. I'm going to be adding some water to my pot. With that, I'm adding 1 cinnamon stick and 1 piloncillo. You can add 2 if you want. I'm adding about 3 cloves, and to that, I'm going to add in all the pumpkin. I'm going to cover that and let that cook on medium for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I'm removing the cinnamon stick and the cloves. And now, with it uncovered, I'm going to cook it for about an hour or just until the pumpkin is nice and soft and comes off of the skin. After that, I'm going to remove it and just place it in a bowl and let it cool down completely. Once it has cooled down, I'm going to start removing it from the skin. And then I'm going to mash this and make it into a puree. Now that it's made into a puree, you can definitely see that it has still a lot of liquid left. Even though this looks already so good, so delicious, but I'm not done yet. I'm going to add this to a pan. I'm going to add some brown sugar just to make it a little bit more sweeter. That's optional. That's up to you if you want to add more sweetness. With my heat on a low, I'm going to cook this. It's going to take about 30 minutes for all the liquid to pretty much dry up. And this is already done. I'm going to place it in my bowl and I'm going to just let this cool completely. Now I'm going to get my dough ready. For that, I'm using 2 sticks of unsalted butter, 4 ounces of cream cheese. The butter and the cream cheese are at room temperature. I'm adding in 6 tablespoons of sugar and about 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And with my dough hook, I'm going to give this a good mix just until it combines together and looks nice and creamy. Make sure that you are scraping the sides of that bowl. Give it another quick mix, and then I'm going to start adding in my flour. I'm using 3 cups of flour. You may need more if you feel that your dough is too sticky. And I'm going to mix this for about a good 5 minutes. And this is how your dough should look. If you can see, oh, you can definitely smell that butter, and you could see that butter on this dough. And it smells so good. It really does. And just putting it on my surface, I'm going to knead it just for about 3 minutes just to bring it together. Placing it back into my bowl, and I'm going to let it rest for about 20 minutes. And I brought out my tortilla press. I have 2 plastics. And after 20 minutes, I'm going to start forming the empanadas. I like to make mine more on the smaller side, but you can make them how big or small you want. I'm just going to press down lightly. You don't want this empanada too thin or it's going to tear. Add a little bit of that pumpkin filling to the middle. Close it up. Press down to seal. And then just do whatever design, however you want to close it up is fine. I just do it this way. And that's it. And place it on your baking sheet. And then I'm just going to continue with the rest of my dough. And now that I've got these all done, I got about 29 empanadas out of this. If you make them bigger, you're going to get less. If you make them smaller, you'll get more. I do like to poke holes on the top just so that nothing leaks out while it's baking. And this is going to go into the oven 340 degrees for about 30 minutes. And these are done. I already took them out after 30 minutes and they're nice and brown on the bottom. I'm going to let them just cool slightly before I dip them into the sugar. You can do cinnamon and sugar or just sugar like I did. Either way, these empanadas are going to be so delicious. The dough, like I said, it's so flaky, it's so buttery. These empanadas taste so good. Save this recipe because these are empanadas you're going to want to make for your family for the holidays. Enjoy.